whichever you prefer.
Yours is good.
All right. Ready?
Mhm.
Who's leading?
You want to do the prayer first or pledge? Doesn't matter to me.
Let's do the prayer first.
Sounds good.
The Lord be with you.
Also with you.
Also with you.
Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful season of the year. Thank you for the love and the care that we can show to each other in appreciation for the love and care you showed for us by sending us your son. Thank you for the fun and festivities that we have during the Christmas season. Thank you for the opportunities that we have to reach out to others and the opportunities that our club has already had this year. Thank you for our leadership. Help us to have a good meeting in your name. Amen.
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 Excuse me. All right. Pledge. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America
and
and
to the republic
for
for
which
which
it
it
stands,
stands,
one
one
nation
nation,
under God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
for all.
My cat's decided she's going to be Cora and start talking to me. I think we've got, like I said, I think we've got Becky showing up as well. I don't know about anybody else. So we'll hopefully she'll come in before we start talking about bugs. But
I'll keep my eye on it.
do you want to give an update? You sent out invoices. How are people doing on turning in money, and how's our finances looking? That sort of thing.
Well, it's two different things here. Okay, there's 3 that have not paid their dues. Everything else has been paid. And the 3 that have not paid, that probably get that next week, a couple of weeks, if not sooner. The finances, I have a story to tell. This past weekend, I was looking at, well, I think I got a couple checks, so I was looking at that and posting it to QuickBooks. So I keep track of who's paid what. And also when I get a check, I can mobile deposit it with my phone into the check account. So I put 2 of those in there, put my own in to make sure I got paid, and then looked online at the, while I'm in there, because I'm online to Wells Fargo and scrolling down through there and trying to reconcile. I said, what is thing is off by why? I don't understand. So I'm looking through there and I see this check for $190 that was written or cashed last Wednesday. $190, and it was at a Target, looks like, I don't know where, Target, and it said check 1223. And I said, what? Who did that? I didn't do that. I don't remember going to the Target store, and I don't cash checks at Target. I don't cash checks. I mean, go to the ATM if I need cash. I don't use cash. Write checks and use credit cards. So I'm looking at that, and then I noticed also in that line on that entry, it said converted debit from ACH. Well, ACH is automated clearinghouse. That's checks go through that nationwide. To get from one bank to one institution to another, go through the automated clearinghouse, and it uses your account number and your routing number. That's how it knows what bank to debit or what bank to credit, And I'm thinking like, this thing looks funny. And then I said, well, maybe I'll figure that out, something that was delayed or whatever, I'll figure that out. And that was, I think, Saturday I was doing that. Sunday,
So this is out of the club's account.
Club's account, yeah. Deercreek, Kiwanis. And then then I'm thinking about it, laying in bed at night, and I'm thinking like, that's not right. Something got we got taken somewhere. Somebody debited our account. So I got up Monday morning, went back in there and looked again. Lo and behold, there's another one. And it was dated 12/20, which means it was cashed that morning at a Winn-Dixie / Harvey's. I don't know where there's a Winn-Dixie / Harvey's. And it was checked 12/24, one higher than the other one. So now we're $285. I said, I didn't do that. So I got my checkbook. I printed out the screenshot of what I had that and went to the Wells Fargo branch, which I usually go to, and spent an hour with them. And they filed, we shut down the debits, so nothing can come out of the account anymore. And I had three $57 checks that were pending. And I said, well, let them go. Those are the ones those are my deposits over the weekend, my mobile deposits. And then I got a bunch of paperwork, and here comes Becky. And I got that. And so anyway, I filled out paperwork and filed a claim, and Wells Fargo will investigate that. And in 10 days, if it doesn't appear to be something that we did, they noticed that Paul Halter was also a signatory on the account. I said, well, maybe it was him. No, I didn't say that. And anyway, so we're going to create a new account, but we'll wait 10 days, and then they'll reimburse us that money. Wells Fargo will reimburse the money that was stolen out of our bank account, checking account, and then we'll just open a new account. So, which is probably a good thing to do anyway. I immediately changed password, and I thought well about what you and I had seen on the 1st of December.
I figured we were going to tell a story in a second.
And I think it may relate back to those the emails that were sent to me the 1st of December from Will. It said William Hansel to Pete Gentry, and it was the first one wanted to know if we had enough money in account to we needed to pay a vendor or something like that.
Ironically, it was on the day we were supposed to pay the hotel for that last, the payment to the hotel for that luncheon too.
Yeah. And so, which I did that anyway.
Yep.
And that one had already cleared. And and then I got 3 or 4 more. And I told the lady at Wells Fargo about that. And she said, well, did you open it? I said, well, yeah, it looks like from somebody I know. So I just opened it and read it. She says, well, that's what started it. That did it. You opened that email, boom, that was it. And I didn't get any warning on my computer that, why would they only get into the Kiwanis account? And then it was from Will Hansel. So there's some outside connection beyond you and me, Will, that is knowledgeable about. There's a Kiwanis club. One of the emails even used the word club. Can we write a check to the club and deposit it in the club to cover this stuff? And
I assume you checked your personal accounts too, by the way. Change those passwords.
Yeah, because I got a bunch of accounts with Wells Fargo. No, but they're all accessed with one, not password, but one user ID. I can get in any one of those. So I changed that, which covered. And then I looked at my other accounts to make sure they had written a $10,000 check or something in there. And that's all I've seen since then. So I also remember we had sent that email on the 1st to the lady at the FBI that we know had spoken to our club, and then some other ones. So I had sent her an email, and she sent an email back, and I sent you a copy. Well, remember that was back about the 1st or soon thereafter. And so I went ahead and went online to the FBI account and filled out the information to report the incident. And then they want the documentation. If you got any emails in that, include that. Well, there's emails are electronic. You view them as though they're physical. You see them on a screen, but it's just electronics. It's just digits, code. And so they didn't say anywhere in there, they're still in the last century. They didn't say anywhere in there how to forward the emails to them. So I just wrote that up in I wrote a summary of what happened in there. So we're probably okay, because I haven't seen anything happen since. And that doesn't mean something else won't pop up that we're not aware of, but if it does, it probably hit me. And but Wells Fargo is onto it, and the FBI, I reported that. So
you haven't heard anything back from the FBI's submission, right?
no. And that was Monday morning. That was Monday morning 2 days ago. So
I wonder if there's a way to let them know that money came out of our account.
no, I did. That's what I put all in there.
Okay.
But I wanted to forward the emails to them so they could look under the covers in those emails.
Right.
Because the interesting thing about the email that I noticed after about the third email is when I clicked reply to William Hansel's email, it brings up another email screen, and with the previous tag name behind it, and I'd write something back to Will, and then I'd press the enter key, and then one of the last times I did there, I looked at that, and when I clicked reply, the email address, it auto populates in the email, puts the to address where you're replying to. It was not William Hansel. It was some other,
If I remember what you said, it was something like
President
President
Extraordinaire,
number or something, yeah.
President 1 Extraordinaire or something,
No.
something like that. And it was not William Hansel. And the emails were signed William. And we don't know Will ever signing anything by the name William.
Only when it's something like legal.
Just like I don't do Peter, I put Pete.
Yeah.
So that's, I just overlooked that point. So.
Well, and it was to Peter instead of Pete as well.
Hey,
I
when
didn't
we're
notice
talking
it.
about paying bills, how do most of us pay our invoice? Like I have an outstanding invoice for like $59
For who? With what?
with Qantas. I mean, I need to pay it.
No,
So,
you.
can
Okay.
I pay it through Zelle?
Pardon me?
Can I pay it through Zelle? See,
Yeah.
Because that's how I paid you.
Yeah, Zelle. The thing is, it went into a different one of my accounts, so that's okay. I can just transfer it
okay.
because I'd
Make
used
sure
it for something
make sure you
else.
tell them when you do it.
Do I use your phone number to set that up?
I think so.
Wait a minute, I'll show you how I set it up. Anyway, y'all go ahead.
He's done Zelle, Venmo, can do credit card and check as well, I think, right?
What? Pardon me?
I said you can do Zelle, you can do Venmo, you can do credit card payments, and you can do
Yeah.
check.
Yeah, I was going to send an email out. I can change those, the background on them. She sent, Peggy used Zelle because I got a notice popped up.
Yeah, when it clear or when it goes through mine, it says it verifies $57 sent to Pete Gentry.
Or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
So that's to make a short story long, that's the story of the week there.
Yeah, it was fun to hear that somebody was trying to hack our account before, but it's even better to hear they've got in. So let us know, or let me know how, once Wells Fargo clears it and puts it back, since the person was asking.
Yeah,
for
well, yeah,
more money
and what
than our
we're,
account has.
and then
$30.
after January 1,
$30.
we'll open a new account and move all that money over to the new account. And at that time, and I've got to get we'll get new signatories. And take Paul off there so they're not chasing him. And put you on there, well, you and me will, so we got a backup.
Sounds good.
So we'll do that after the first. That's all I have, unless anybody has any more questions.
You and I
I'm
have
good.
talked about it plenty, so I'll leave it to others.
I'm good.
Anybody? Okay. All right, quick update on our last couple of things we've done. Ron Moody program. For those that couldn't attend, it was a great program. It was very enlightening on kind of the Downtown Investment Authority and their strategy process, how successful they're being and how they're growing their growth is showing impacts downtown. We had 15 attendees. We also had members from downtown, West Side, and beaches. I think that was it, right, Pete, or others?
Yeah, I think so.
So it was a very good program.
If I could interrupt, West Side, I always forget her name, who's their president.
Mary?
She asked for Ron Moody's information. They'd like to have him come to the West Side Club. I thought that was a nice compliment.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good program. It was interesting. What he talked about. I was a little disappointed in the display on the wall.
Now you're being harsh.
No, I mean, that's had to deal with what we had, so.
Right.
I didn't. Problem,
Next time I can bring a screen.
well, I don't think it was the screen so much as the projector wasn't doing a small projection. It wasn't,
Oh,
I don't know whether it needed to be
I
back another
can't do
50
anything
feet.
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, unfortunately, I think size of the room and layout played into that. But
yeah, could be.
Yeah, that makes sense. The size of the room would have affected it.
for most other than the smaller maps, it did at least a good enough job, I hope.
Yeah.
But that being said, good program. Does somebody want to talk about this past weekend's Salvation Army? And I think, Tim, I appreciate your picture. I downloaded a little bit ago, so I need to put it on Facebook. And I think
All three of them
I guess.
put something. I've seen pictures from all three. I haven't seen Tim's, but I saw something from Pete and something from Paul and Peggy. Did you get that too, Will?
Yeah.
I have not seen Pete's. I saw Paul and Peggy's.
I'll send you Pete's.
Okay.
I thought it was a great experience myself. There was a lot of positive people, a lot of people saying thank you, a lot of people saying how much the Salvation Army had helped them through Katrina and different events. And overall, everyone was very pleasant. It was fun. It was encouraging. Some people put in a lot, some people put in a little, but they still offered blessings and Merry Christmas. So I thought it was a very good 2 hours spent.
Fantastic. Thank you guys for going out there and doing that. And
Sure.
Tim, it was
We had wonderful weather.
yeah, I'm glad it was when it was instead of yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tim, that was a great suggestion from your old Indiana days. And maybe something we can keep doing.
It's good to do something where you get a good feeling.
I only saw one negative, in the Facebook post, and that was somebody said, I'll never give another penny to that organization, but you're always going to have one.
Always a naysayer.
Yeah.
As I've always said, you could set the thermostat at a certain temperature and 8 people in the room will be pleasant and one person will be too hot and one person will be too cold.
Yep, absolutely. That's our life.
Yeah, the Salvation Army is one of the largest nonprofit agencies that actually goes out and helps people and distributes, gives them, whatever they need.
Right.
At-
Right.
At the work, right at the time that they're having problems. So.
Right. It's a crisis.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Since Becky is on, Becky, you want to talk about the masks, and then I'll let you, Tim, and Lynette talk about how Bugs is going after that.
Great. Yeah, can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
I'm in a whole different environment today, so I'm completely out of whack. Yeah, so I went ahead and delivered the clear masks for the adult size in the morning time before heading to the library. And I wish I could have videotaped. She was so appreciative, and it's going to come in very handy. They're essentially going to be provided for the paraprofessionals that go around to the different classrooms and work with the different kids that need a little bit of extra assistance. So it's going to be very, very helpful in that way. And they were just so appreciative. So that's really all I have to say about it. I'm looking forward to, hopefully we can get the children's masks really soon. It's possible that maybe they tried some of them on, maybe the larger kids could wear some of the adult size, I don't know, but I look forward to getting the children's size when they come in.
Well, they're still sold out. I've checked a couple times recently, but hopefully they'll get more in stock, and we can get those. And then when we do, we'll try to get a picture of it and we can post it on Facebook when we're giving them over to them. But it's awesome that they appreciate them so much.
Very much, yeah. I got to meet the assistant principal in person, so that was it worked out really coincidentally, just really nice. She was just there when I walked in to the office. She was just walking around the corner, so it just worked out perfectly. So got to meet her in person.
Okay. How about Bugs? How did the meeting go a couple weeks ago, and where do we stand?
The meeting with the teacher?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it went super, super well. And Tim and Lynette, y'all can chime in anytime. It was a really great introduction. We just sat in, it's like one of the principal's meeting offices, and introduced ourselves and spoke with the teacher in detail about how the Bugs program works and essentially what it's for. And she asked some good questions and we were able to answer them. And she was just really appreciative and excited that she was chosen for this. And she is a third-year teacher, so she's new. And the last communication I had with her was she's going to have her students digest their thoughts about over the holidays about their goals, and she's going to figure out what type of rewards that they would like so we can order them, specifically. So when they come back from the holidays, she will hopefully have a concrete idea of their goals. And she would like to give the rewards only at grade period time is what she had mentioned. So yeah, y'all want to add anything else? Tim, Lynette?
We're trying to get the local key clubs involved. I believe Paula, you spoke with our local key clubbers about their interest in volunteering. We're trying to do like an after school meet at the library, do some sort of tutoring / one-on-one reading time.
And I just announced it when I'm there week after next on Thursday. I'll see if anybody is ready to submit their names to be tutors. Explain that if they were already a Florida Bright Future, they would qualify. Otherwise, we would have to go through a little training program. So I think anybody that wants to do it pretty much is going to be a bright future kid. So I'll know something in a couple weeks.
That's perfect. I had mentioned a couple of, for our committee goals, because Will, you had suggested that the committees set some specific goals, and that was one of them, to maybe have some idea about any teens being interested in tutoring or being a mentor, maybe by the middle of January. And I was hoping too to have a more detailed idea of the kits and the rewards of what to purchase, and hopefully to have the kit purchased hopefully by January 7th, at least the kit. I know we have to buy 2 kits because of the way they come with the 30, and she has, I think, 42 or 46 students. So
And we may be able to buy, I think some of those things you can buy individually. So it may be worth looking to see if it needs to be 2 kits or whether it's 1 kit and an extra 15 or something like that. I don't know which is better. So on the radar, we probably need to need you guys to put together a budget of kind of what you guys think we're looking at in terms of kits and supplies and that sort of thing, and order that soon. It sounds like that was one of my next questions, was going to be, has anybody ordered the starter kits? So do you think you guys can put together a budget of kind of where we are, and that way Pete can factor out whether we need to spread it amongst us or where we sit with our funds and that sort of thing?
certainly, when we get that all figured out, maybe I have a little bit of a misunderstanding. Who is the actual individual who places the order?
Anybody can, and Pete can reimburse.
Okay.
So I'm happy to do it, but if somebody else can, as long as we're communicating, then that's fine. So if you want me to do it, or if you want Pete to do it directly from the club, we could probably do that. We just need to communicate it and make sure the ball doesn't drop.
Oh, I see. Okay. And then I guess.
And honestly, if you want to do it, you could do that and get reimbursed.
I gotcha. And then do we, from your past experience, do you have any idea how long it takes for the kit to arrive?
I've not ordered anything direct from Kiwanis. Anybody else on that one?
Is it coming from Kiwanis or is it coming from Florida Kiwanis?
I believe it's from the
District?
I believe it's kind of bigger, but let me look it up real quick.
I know every time that I go to the Kiwanis website, the bug program always seems to be, it always takes me to their own website. So I don't know, I know they're connected, of course, but I don't know if it's a whole separate entity of.
No, I don't think so.
It's from the Kiwanis.org website.
Yeah.
From their
Okay.
store.
So yeah, it's bug. Yeah, that's international.
Yep. So, and who knows with all the other challenges in the world these days, if that's delayed or if that's small enough, they ship it normally and all that. I mean, I would think it wouldn't be too long, but who knows? But I would say the sooner we do it, the better for the starter kit.
definitely. Do we have an idea as a group what the maximum budget would hopefully your expectancy of what the top budget would be?
We don't have any outside funding for it, at least, this year. So it's, I don't think, Pete, you tell me if there's a top line item you want to say. I think starter kits and things like that, ultimately we're sharing it amongst the member, amongst our membership and amongst our.
Yeah, we never,
Yeah.
we haven't had it like in some of the past years where we've had fundraisers, like the selling of roses and things like that on Valentine's Day and or Mother's Day in the past, and raised several $100s doing that. We haven't done that in the last year or two and this year. So it's whatever we have, it's just we have to agree to the amount, and I guess we all just have to kick in something. We can take some money out of the administrative account. Administrative money on charity, you can't do the reverse. But the funds are limited. I don't,
So I would say, ultimately, starter kits and things like that, I think we're all in agreement that those sorts of things and some basic prizes we're good with. If we're doing pizza parties and things like that, we just need to talk about it beforehand and decide before we commit. I think there's a level we can definitely do, but we don't have, it's not like we have thousands of dollars lying around.
Yeah, we
to do it. So,
something, $50-100 is doable. We can absorb that, and anything beyond that, we're going to have to come up with,
What
some
was the amount you just said, Pete?
$50 to $100.
Oh, gotcha.
so, like I said, that's why I want to at least put together what we're looking at anyway. And then, in terms of also, starter kits and things like that, I think we're all in agree. We've already agreed and good with doing those sorts of things. For the beyond stuff, let's just talk about it. And obviously money matters, but to do it the right way. Whatever we decide to do, let's do it the right way. But then let's just talk about it and what it looks like. We're, an ice cream party or a pizza party, or I don't even know if they'll be allowed to have parties at that point, but whether it's prizes, things like that, we just need to talk about it and know what we're talking about to decide on it.
All right.
I know that's a non-answer, but
No, I think I just, I should have clarified maybe early on. I was sort of waiting for you guys to order the kit. I just kind of misunderstood that I could just go ahead and do it. I obviously missed that communication, so I apologize because I would have ordered it by now. So I'll definitely get jiggy with that.
and like I said, if you want help doing it, we're happy to do it. We just need to define it and go on that one. So, but yeah, if you could, as a group, put together some form of budget of what we're looking at for the overall, then at least we can
Show us some numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will, for Tim and Lynette, I will actually get that together specifically tomorrow and send it to you. And I mean, I kind of have almost a very close idea of, what we're going to get, at least to start with. And then I can send that to you guys. And if you think it sounds good, or if you want to add anything or whatever, great. And then I'll send that email to Will, hopefully by the end of tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
perfect. And like,
By the way, I just got a text that Paul Halter paid with Zelle, and I got a text from Lynette. Thank you. So it works, and it dropped it right in the correct account.
oh, nice.
Thousands of dollars. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. But I did get those two checks.
It wasn't the
Pretty
same
positive.
amount needed by a vendor in Pennsylvania, was it?
No,
It's probably a good thing.
$57.30.
Thank you guys for being so on the spot on that. So you still have one dues that's still outstanding?
Two.
Before we pass on over the bugs, I want to commend Becky. She's drafted a beautiful letter to the parents. I don't know if it's gone out yet or not, but it's covered everything and is right to the point.
Oh, thank you, Tim. I forgot to mention that as part of the post meeting. The teacher had thought it might be helpful for me to just write up a letter that she would essentially, it would be from her, but just get the structure of it down, and she would send that to her parents, explaining and introducing the bug program, and she would also send the flyers, the bug flyers that I had printed out in color for her that we left at the meeting. And so she has sent those out from, she had thanked me, I think it was last week, and she said she was sending them out before the holiday, I believe. So it should be sent out.
Great.
But thank you.
It was a very well done letter.
Thanks.
I want to commend this committee and Becky as the chair. You guys, Becky, you've been a great find for our community, our club. And
Yeah.
this committee, y'all are just doing an awesome job. I'm so
Thanks.
proud of you.
Thank you. I'm honored to have my committee members. So they're both awesome and contributed so greatly at that meeting, and I'm sure from here on. So
So the kind of the next steps though are ultimately ordering the kits, putting together the budget, and then it's just kicking it off after the new year starts, it sounds like, right?
yes, and kind of thinking out loud, tomorrow, if we, make a decision about the details of what we're ordering, and after I send that email to Tim and Lynette, and then they're all good with it, and I send that to you, if you okay it, Will, then I'll go ahead and order it
Okay.
tomorrow as well.
Perfect.
So, okay, yep.
We do need a program for January 12th. And, it might be a nice program for us to have as our first program back at Deercreek. And we'll just meet at the club on either outside or wherever they can fit us without charging us a fee. If that works, Pete.
Yeah.
What do you think? January 12th, noon at Deercreek.
Okay.
Would you do a bugs talk to us?
You're saying Becky?
Oh,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Becky, would you be our speaker on January 12th on that program? Assuming
Sure. I
Okay.
don't, I think I
we
could
got a
do
program
that.
January 12th.
I'm very nervous when I speak in front of people, but it's just you guys, right?
You do a great job.
Just us.
It'll be
Pretend
similar
you're
to our
Zoom.
last meeting at the club. So
You
You're
just-
not
Just,
gonna invite,
If you keep your mask on, nobody will know you're nervous.
that's true, yeah.
Much better, much better.
Sure, I don't mind doing that at all.
Well, then, by then we'll have more details and all. Right?
Definitely. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, definitely. And the teacher will have some more specific ideas as well, where they're at as far as setting their goals and whatnot. And yeah,
so it's okay if you want to do it as a team too.
yeah, that's right. Tim, Lynette. Don't be bashful, speak up. I'm
I'll be on
very
deck.
flexible.
Yeah, we can do it as a group thing.
All right.
Committees. Lillian's not here today, right?
Right.
Just a quick touch in on committees. Tim, do you have anything on the membership side of processes, any of that?
No, I understand from the last live meeting that my portion would be the education, the introduction. I can't say indoctrination, but handling the new members when they get here, because I really do not have a pool to
Right.
choose from for selecting new members.
Yep. Lillian was going to bring someone to the Ron Moody meeting. However, that she had some, her daughter was having surgery, so that kind of ended up falling through a little bit. But okay, perfect on that. Pete, do you have anything on kind of fundraising sponsorship? If you and
No,
Bert are able to talk about?
No, I've got to, it's that time of year. I wait till after the holidays here. I'll get with Bert and probably need to check with our key clubs. Of course, Christchurch Academy hasn't participated in that, any of our fundraisers. Of course, when they did participate, the other one, they Philip Randolph, they participated. They did well, but in their participation is just for their own benefit.
Right.
They're like another entity. We don't get a piece of that. We did it for their benefit, allow them to tag onto our tail with Bert. And so we'll set up for Valentine's Day, maybe see if we can try to do that again and get our club members to go around and sell Valentines, 1, 3, or 6 roses to a friend, to a Valentine, and we sell those, and we get the club gets a piece of the retail on that. So if you can find people who can sell them to, and then have them buy them from you, that's a plus. Otherwise, it's coming out of our pocket. We're doing something of benefit to the community. And then Bert sells them at wholesales them to us. So we might sell 3 roses for, $5, but in actuality, the club gets half of that. So he just gives it back to us. So because he's a florist, we don't see him in our meetings. Maybe I can try to get him to come on the 12th of January. Maybe we can discuss it then.
I figure it's probably worth starting to hit it early, that, if we start talking about it then we're ahead of the 8 ball.
Yeah, we've also done Mother's Day in the past too, but not in the last several years. But we've done, that's probably been 5, 6 years since we've done a Mother's Day. Of course, my mother's gone.
Still with you, I hope, in other ways.
Mhm.
I wonder if there's any way, we could incorporate the library, if the library would be willing to be part of that, and we could give a little bit to the Friends of the Library Club for whatever they did.
You mean have them, forgive me if I'm not understanding, you mean have them sell roses at like a book selling event?
I don't know exactly how. I mean, even if it's just having an order on the counter, that would go to the club, and any orders from that, what split between that and the Friends of the Library, or I'm just spitballing at this point, but.
Yeah, they are, we have an awesome Friends of the Library team there. And I could more than happy to speak with her to figure something out and see what their schedule is like with the book sales. Yeah, so like an order form to order roses.
So what we do is Bert sells us basically the roses at cost. So it's a very cheap Valentine's Day roses, and they come in 1 rose, 3 roses, and 6 roses. Is that right, Pete? Did you say
Yeah,
2 or
1, 3, or 6.
1, 3, or 6? And it's
And we
like,
order them that way. We sell them that way. You want 1, 3, or 6,
right.
and then couple days before the handout, then Bert packages all that up for us. He gets the roses and packages it up for us, and then we distribute those to whoever. You turn in a slip. Here's your name on it, and I sold. You just keep track of who you sold what to, how many, and we turn a copy of that to Bert so he can make them up for you. And then he just fills your order, and we distribute those out and then give them to the people. Get the money.
The only thing that comes to my thought is it gets very, very sticky with stuff like that with the library, because you may
Right.
know that even when people reserve the rooms, you're not allowed to have any money transactions or anything like that. There's a lot of policies that go with even just a regular person reserving a room, and anything that happens in the library or on library property, it can't have any type of transaction like that. And I don't know how we could maneuver around it not being that without making them, money.
Yeah, because it's a transaction.
Because even if there was an order form or something, it's still someone agreeing to, make a purchase essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless, I don't know if, I don't know the logistics and all that, if it could be something like they could make the donation to the Friends of the Library, say the roses are set there and make a donation, just like they do the books that's over in the library. They can make a donation.
Well, we're a nonprofit, so got that in our favor. And yeah, the benefit would be wherever like you said, Friends of the Library would benefit.
They could help fund the bugs program.
And then like say the donation encouraged donation amount is $3, and then maybe Friends of the Library would get $1, and we would get, the Kiwanis would get $2, something like that. I mean,
No.
No, you couldn't do anything like that.
Well, if it was $3, that was the sale. Like single rose cost, let's say single rose costs $3. We would probably Bert would probably charge us $1.50. We'd give $1.50, and then we would split that somehow, or pass that on to the Friends of the Library. I don't know, or split it.
But maybe some concept of that, maybe where, ultimately if the Friends of the Library takes the collection, the Friends of the Library writes an amount for, here's how much it costs for the rose. They some transfer of money, and and some of that goes to them and some of that goes to us. Maybe that's a feasibility, maybe something to explore, where kind of what you're saying, but it could go through the Friends of the Library, and then the Friends of the Library would pass on a portion of that for, the splitting of that and the cost. Is that kind of what you're thinking, Becky?
I think so. I'll definitely reach out to them, and of course my supervisor, and just get an idea of something that could possibly be set up. But just to clarify, the ultimate goal is that we have roses that people would purchase, donate, and then the profits would go to the Kiwanis.
Well, it was split.
You wanted to split? Like
Well,
50/50 or?
I mean, I think we could do something like whatever is beyond the cost of the rows. We could split that
With the Friends
leftover
of the
between
Library,
us and the Friends of the Library.
so that it would be beneficial to the Friends of the Library as well as to Kiwanis.
I understand. Yeah, I'd have to look and see. I don't know if they're having a book event at the Mandarin Library. I know they have a regular bookstore at the university branch location. Maybe there's something that can be done there if we don't have something like that at the Mandarin branch. I don't know how else to do it if they're not having a book selling event.
Mhm.
And they usually have it in the spring is when they have their spring book selling event, but I'm not sure what their schedule's like. So,
I mean, it could be something where the order forms at the at their university location
Yeah.
too. And like I said, just spitballing, it might increase the reach of the fundraiser. You know, again, it could use that money to go towards bugs things. Although we usually use it for some scholarship money as well, I think. But we could figure out that plan. Just a spitballed idea if it's feasible.
Yeah, definitely. I will definitely look into it and with the best I can, and I'll speak with like I said, we have a wonderful team there, and they have been doing this for a long time, so they will definitely know the ins and outs of what's possible. So I'll definitely find out for you.
Great, thank you.
Mhm.
All right. Paul and Peggy, you talked about the program on the 12th. Do you have anything else you want to add about speakers and programs?
You know, we got our last speaker now for the new month of January, and we'll just do speakers on our in-person meetings, if that works. And then, I updated the spreadsheet that you sent out, Will,
Mhm.
for February and March. We need speakers for both those months, and it has the date. And once we get those, we'll start filling those in. If anybody has any topics that they want to hear, please send them to Peggy or I, either one, or names of people that you'd like to hear speak. We all run into people. It's just a matter of thinking that'd be a good program for our Kiwanis Club. And then we can shoot off a membership and everything off of those speakers, because that can be a pull to invite somebody to our Kiwanis Club. So that's all I have a thought of.
Mhm.
You know,
So-
one that I thought about recently, the Jack Sports Council may not be bad if there was somebody from there. Now that they'll be through the bowl game, but they get involved in some other things. Maybe there's someone
Yeah,
there.
if you have that contact information, I'll be glad to follow it up.
I'll try to think and figure out if who I know is still there.
All right, and I'll look it up too.
But basically, it's the organization that's runs the Gator Bowl. Okay.
Okay.
Paula, do you want to talk about projects?
I feel like that the Salvation Army project was a success. Thank y'all for what you did. The Christchurch community, the Christchurch Academy food drive, they did an awesome job. We can be real proud of them. They took lots of food to the Mandarin Food Bank. I put it on Facebook, a picture of it. So that's what I've got so far. I do have I've been approached. The Crown Point Patrol. I have a friend who is the teacher who is charged with that, with their trip that they take to Washington, D.C.
Mhm.
And they would like to know if there's any way we could do a fundraiser that would help them financially.
when are they doing it?
in June.
What's, yeah, what kind of money are they looking at?
I think they would take whatever we could give them.
Back to roses, do you think that letting them do a rose? We probably need to make sure Bert's okay with some of these extra groups, but what do you think? What do you think about doing roses with them?
Joe could do the, I'll send Susie a text and see what she thinks.
Yeah,
It's an easy way to expand the reach, and schools are
Yeah.
probably a little bit more successful than us just going individually.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be in contact. Susie Lawson is who's been talking to me about it.
okay,
I mean, you can at least see interest in, like I said, on something like that. We should probably make sure Bert's okay with us expanding the
Yeah,
reach a little bit, but I would assume
Okay.
you guys know him better than me, but I would assume he would be.
yeah, I think it would be all right with that, but we could ask him.
yeah, because we're gonna check with A-Phil Randolph, and if they don't respond, it'd just be a replacement for that, you know, they didn't
It's not,
participate last year,
yeah, it's Darnell Cookman, Pete.
Yeah.
or Darnell, or whatever.
Which, I mean, I haven't reached out to him again since I did the last time, but their responsiveness is,
Nil.
so. Okay. Yeah, let's look at that. And I assume that's kind of your update in terms of Christchurch is basically that.
Yes.
We just hit my Darnell Cookman update of they haven't responded to my last efforts.
Yeah.
I'm assuming nobody has a new idea for looking at that Baitland Fund grant.
No.
No,
So that just leaves January 12th. We should start talking about the fundraiser, and now we'll kind of have a bugs presentation. And I hope everybody has a great Christmas, Happy New Year, all those fun things. And does anybody else have anything to add?
Just Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
And
Yeah.
Will, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
yeah, you are.
I appreciate that. By the way, is the bigger font, was that easier to deal with?
Yes.
Good. All it took was just spending the time to think about it and make it on the computer. So I'm happy to make it bigger if needed.
And the little emojis, et cetera, except the icons are very exciting.
I thought I'd make it a little festive this time.
You
So
did. Thank you very much.
well, great. Everybody have a great Christmas.
You too.
Thank
Hope you
you.
get a lot of good family time, and we'll talk after the new year, and I'll look for Becky's update on the order kits in the next day or so, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
Right.
Merry
Thanks,
Christmas.
everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
All right.
okay, bye.